You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. We're going to talk a little bit about the Tampa Bay Bucs and the New Orleans Saints. Of course, there was a massive scrap in that game. Marcus Lattimore, Mike Evans got tossed. Yikes. Absolutely crazy. Brady didn't look great for a long time. At one point, I texted Matrix and I said, I can tell you right now, Brady misses Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski without a doubt. Why? Because both of those guys are what I like to refer to as chain movers, okay? Short to intermediate passing has always been a strength with Tom Brady, and this offense has incorporated many of those New England principles, and those two guys were perfect to move the ball and keep the chains moving. I think you saw how much Tampa Bay ended up missing Antonio Brown late in the playoffs. I still contend that Tampa Bay wins the Super Bowl with Antonio Brown on that roster. I just think he's that kind of talent. No matter what kind of knucklehead he is, and he's a knucklehead and drives me nuts, and we've slammed and made fun of Antonio Brown a million times. Oh, here we go. But Devin White, extremely talented player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, absolutely destroyed Jameis Winston. Destroyed him after the game. Now, there's two parts to this story. There's going to be the Devin White part, and there's going to be Jameis Winston playing with a literal broken back. He's got 4 fractures in his back right now. Jay Glazer came out and mentioned that today, and I feel like, look, I can't make a video about Jameis Winston getting slammed without mentioning the fact that earlier today it was revealed that Jay Glazer come out and said that Winston is playing with 4 fractures in his back and is dealing with a lot of pain, but adds the doctors do not believe he's at risk for further injury. I don't know why, but I've always kind of rooted for Jameis. I mean, the dude's got unbelievable talent. Anybody that can throw 30 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, I mean, you got to have some talent to be able to do that. But we know he loves to throw the interception, and Jameis did not disappoint today. And Devin White, his former teammate, absolutely didn't hold back. You don't hear this kind of honesty very much out of players in the NFL. They just don't talk a lot of trash publicly about guys they play against. Bucs Devin White takes a shot at Saints Jameis Winston. We just knew he'd give us the ball. And it got a little worse than that. And I don't know if this had something to do with all the fireworks, but who knows? Tempers flared in Sunday's game between the Buccaneers and the Saints. Of course, this is a big rivalry. And the rivalry and ultra competitiveness continued when the game was over. I can't wait till they play again. Buccaneers linebacker Devin White fired off an interesting comment about Saints quarterback Jameis Winston after Tampa Bay won the game 20-10. And I got to be honest with you, neither team looked great in this game for a long time. It just did not. Even while the game was tight, White said all the team needed to do was wait until Winston made a mistake. He referenced the 30 interceptions Winston threw in 2019 before he left the Bucs and joined the Saints. Quote, when Jameis left our team, everybody knows what he did that last year. And we felt like we had a great defense then. And he threw 30 interceptions, 30 picks. We just knew he'd give us the ball. We knew the running backs would cough it up. That's something we came in talking about. We want 30 turnovers as a ball club ourselves. So this was just another game to go attack the ball. Let's see what he says.
Why were you guys so on fire with that 5 turnovers today for this defense?
Hey, man, when Jameis left our team, everybody know what he did that last year. And we feel like we had a great defense then. And, he threw 30 picks, and we just knew he'll give us the ball. We knew the running backs, cough it up.
Wow.
And that's something we came in talking about. We want 30 turnovers as a ball club ourselves. So this just was another game to go attack the ball.
Okay, so, that tells you right there. It's pretty wild. We knew he'd give us the ball. Buccaneers capitalized off the big Winston mistake. It's crazy. Tom Brady had the go-ahead touchdown pass to the Brashard Perriman in the fourth quarter. Then Mike Edwards would return an interception for a touchdown. Winston had 3 interceptions in the game. He didn't have any in team's Week 1 victory over Atlanta Falcons. And we know that Jameis did not play a lot last year. He did cut the interceptions way down last year in the time he was actually there. But, something to remember. Sean Payton is not there anymore, okay? And he is an offensive guru, and part of me believes that Sean Payton maybe has a better idea of how to manage somebody like Jameis, right? I was happy that Jameis was getting another chance. But who knows how this is going to turn out, okay? It could still end up being a train wreck. So, we seen Devin White not hold back. He slammed Jameis Winston here. On a side note, Trey Lance is out for the year. His ankle is fractured. Jimmy Garoppolo's the starting quarterback. I did that video earlier where we showed it. I knew it was something very gruesome. His entire lower leg was turned in the opposite direction. I knew it was some kind of a fracture, and his ankle is fractured. Very reminiscent of the Dak Prescott injury, and yes, he's done for the year. On a side note to that, because, of course, we talk a lot of 49ers on here, you could absolutely tell, right, wrong, or indifferent, the team hit the ground running with Jimmy G back in the lineup. No doubts. Immediately the passing game came to life. Honestly, the entire offense came to life on the sideline, on the field. It was like somebody flipped a switch and everybody went, we're right back in the Super Bowl hunt. We got our quarterback back in the lineup. And it was just, unbelievable. I hate that for Trey Lance. I got to be honest with you. I did not think he was going to survive another 3 games. And by survive, he was going to lose that job back to Jimmy. He just wasn't playing well enough to keep it. On this roster, you already heard things about 49ers players wanting Jimmy back in, and I'm going to be honest with you, seeing the reactions on the sidelines when Jimmy was coming back and Jimmy was all smiles, and I was like, wow, this team knows they're back in the Super Bowl hunt right now. So, and I've got to be honest with you, I don't know how this game turns out. Otherwise, I really don't. I don't know how the season turns out. I've got to tell you, I think if they decided to have rode Trey Lance, they might have went 6-11 this year, 5-12. I think it would have been punting on the season. I really do. So we hope Trey Lance gets better. We hope he gets back to the NFL. We hope he's able to play in the NFL. Part of me believes he might not take another snap with the Niners, though. I don't know. I may be wrong. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.